Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a really interesting argument from a source called Bald Guy Money that's all about the future of the US dollar and its relationship with precious metals like gold and silver.
So, the source we're digging into kicks things off with this huge question, a really big one. The argument is that we're standing on the edge of a major shift, one that could see the dollar weaken quite a bit. So yeah, let's dive into the evidence they lay out.
Okay, so to really get what they're saying, we've got to start with a core idea in finance. It's all about this push and pull between the dollar and gold.
The source really hammers home this idea of an inverse relationship. And honestly, the best way to think about it is like a seesaw, you know? Picture the dollar on one end and gold and silver on the other. When the dollar goes down, whoosh, the price of gold and silver tends to shoot up. And of course, when the dollar gets stronger, the opposite happens. They're totally connected, just moving in opposite directions.
Okay, so how do we even know how strong the dollar is, right? Well, the source points to something called the US Dollar Index, or the DXY for short. Think of it like the dollar's report card, grading it against a whole bunch of other big currencies. Now, here's the key part of their analysis. The DXY has been bumping up against this critical support level around 96. A support level is kind of like a floor. It's a price point that historically has been really hard to break through on the way down. The fact that it's testing that floor again, well, that suggests it might be ready to finally crash through.
So what's behind all this? Why does the source think the dollar is headed for a fall? Well, they argue it's not just one single thing. It's more like a perfect storm of pressures all building at once.
And here they are. First, you've got the Fed signaling they're going to cut interest rates. Then there's the US debt, which is just rocketing towards $40 trillion. And on top of that, the demand for that debt is described as, well, shaky. Add in some global geopolitical uncertainty and, oh, let's not forget, an actual stated political goal of making the dollar weaker to help the economy. It's a lot.
Okay, so this all sounds a bit theoretical, right? To make it feel real, to show what this actually looks like when it happens, the source gives us two pretty powerful examples of what a full-blown currency crisis is like.
First up, we're looking at Turkey. And the source makes a really important distinction here. This isn't some tiny, undeveloped nation. We're talking about a developed, modern economy that watched its currency, the lira, absolutely collapse.
So how did it happen? The analysis breaks it down into 3 steps. Step 1, the government starts cutting interest rates even as inflation is going through the roof. A classic no-no. Step 2, foreign investors see this and lose all faith, pulling their money out. This forces the government to just print more money. And step 3, the government actually starts forcing people to use the local currency for certain things. And the result of all this? The life savings of so many people just gone.